Welcome back to Sports Weekly on IEMG. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. Well, it was a historic day for San Bernardino Valley College this past Saturday because all 5 of their fall sports teams were in postseason play. For the first time in school history, we're talking about football, men's and women's soccer, volleyball, and cross country. We're going to start with the football team on the road at Antelope Valley College in the Western State Bowl. Let's get to the highlights. Of course, SBVC trying to get a little bit of revenge against AVC, who beat them in their season opener. First quarter, it's going to be Sir King Cody Atkins to Kaylin McInerney for the touchdown there for SBVC as the Wolverines jump out first, 7-0. Here comes Antelope Valley College, though. Jaden Graham, the 7-yard touchdown run. That ties the game at 7 in the second quarter. In fact, it was 7-7 at halftime. Third quarter now, John Sanders airs it out to Demario Jackson. He's up the seam and in for the touchdown. And Antelope Valley College takes the lead 14-7. It was a 20-7 ball game when Graham punches in another touchdown in the fourth quarter. And that would wrap up the scoring in this one. Antelope Valley College downs SBVC by a final score of 26-14. There's Valley head coach James Griffin, who did a fantastic job in year number 1 with the Wolverines. They will finish with an overall record of 7-4, tied for first place in the league, and of course a postseason bowl game. But the final score in the Western State Bowl, Antelope Valley College 26 and SBVC 14. All right, we'll continue the historic day for SBVC. The lone postseason game actually at home for the Wolverines was volleyball. Volleyball at home against College of the Canyons in the Southern California Regional Playoffs. There is Dino Ebel, third base coach for the LA Dodgers, World Series champion, and he is a SBVC alum, and he was back checking out the game. In fact, he has a relative who plays for the SBVC volleyball team, and it was a packed house to cheer on the Wolverines, although Canyons came out tough in the opening set. Morgan Dumlau to Caitlin Nelson there for the point. The Cougars leading by a score of 13-9, but Cielo Rodriguez serving up the ace for the Wolverines on that play. More from Canyons. It's going to be Allison Wachowski with the kill there. And then coming up more from Canyons, it'll be Wachowski with another kill. Canyons would actually start off really strong in this match. They would take the first set by a score of 25-19. Here for SBVC, it's going to be Emerson Ebel. Yes, that last name rings a bell. To Debbie Lucas, who has 17 kills in the match for SBVC to lead the way. But it was Canyons winning the first one, 25-19. There's Riley Booth with the point. So we move to the second set, and here come the Wolverines. It's going to be Rodriguez with the kill right there. The point for SBVC. They led 4-2. Rodriguez had 11 kills in the match. And then it's going to be Tamia Hardwick with the big-time block right there for another point for SBVC. Hardwick added 13 kills in the match, including this one coming up, which is going to be a big-time spike. Check it out right there by Hardwick. SBVC takes the second set 25-19, and they battle back in this one in 5 sets. They dropped the third 25-20, but they won the fourth 25-12 to force a fifth and decisive set, and they win the fifth 15-7. So 3-2, SBVC wins. SBVC advances to the second round of the SoCal Regionals. They will play on the road at San Diego Mesa. Congratulations to Coach Van Sant and the Wolverines. Now we go to men's and women's soccer, and unfortunately both the soccer teams lost in the second round of the playoffs. They both opened up at home with big wins, but the men's soccer team losing 1-0 at Mount Sac in the second round, and the women's soccer team falling on the road at Saddleback by a final score of 3-0. And cross country, it was the men's cross country team for SBVC at the 3C 2A state meet at Woodward Park in Fresno, and the Wolverines men's team coming in 6th place overall. What a great year for Coach Radigan again and the Wolverines. Micah Watson finishing 9th overall to earn All-American status. And there is Zach Calderon. He finished 15th overall. He earned second team All-American. So a great year for SBVC men's cross country, wrapping it up at the state meet up in Fresno. The women's team finished in 18th place, also at the state meet. All right, and let's talk some basketball as well. As a former SBVC basketball star, starring now for California Baptist University. That would be Dominique Daniels Jr. And here is Dominique Daniels Jr. had a big game and a big win for CBU against rival UC Riverside in the Crosstown Showdown. And there was lots of San Bernardino ties to this game. Not only Dom, but the head coach for UC Riverside is Gus Arginal, the former head coach at Cal State San Bernardino. He spent 2 years with the Coyotes. He compiled 50 wins in those 2 seasons combined, including a playoff run. He had a great stint with CSUSB. In fact, he brought one of his top players over from Cal State over to UC Riverside, Andrew Henderson, who going into the game with CBU was the Highlanders' leading scorer on the season at 17 points per game. So he was off to a great start this year. But UCR ran into Dominique Daniels Jr., the former SBVC Wolverine, who is having a great year for the Lancers. Again, he was your preseason WAC Player of the Year. Came into this game averaging 21 points per contest, and he did not disappoint against UCR. He led CBU with 25 points in this game to help the Lancers beat UC Riverside by a final score of 80-57. CBU is now 5-0, undefeated on the season so far, and Dominique Daniels Jr., the former SBVC Wolverine, is a huge reason why. All right, when we come back here on Sports Weekly on IEMG, we will check in with the Aquinas boys basketball team coming off a season in which they won a CIF championship. That's next here on Sports Weekly on IEMG.